What about that Kentucky running game in 2020? Chase Thomas mentioned it to me this week. Y'all know Chase Thomas podcast, link, description, sub, listen. And when he brought it up, I was like, yeah, I need to go back and learn a little bit about how things went this past season in Lexington, because honestly, I wasn't able to see many of their games. Let's take a look, see what we can find.
Wyatt got the ball. Wyatt back to throw. Wyatt looks. Fires toward the end zone. Pass caught for touchdown by Matthew Butler.
What's up, y'all? I'm Matt Wyatt, former player, now broadcaster, helping you get more enjoyment watching football. Welcome back to the channel. Kentucky's offense was obviously built around their run game this year in 2020.
On 3rd and 1, it's Rodriguez to the end zone. Touchdown.
Rodriguez, the running back, was the leading rusher, but not the only contributor. And Terry Wilson, the quarterback, was top 3, which speaks to the scheme that they use, which was primarily a zone running offense where the quarterback has a lot of reads and can keep the ball some, hold the backside honest, all that.
Rodriguez, he can take this to El Dorado.
The numbers compared to 2018, a year when they had Benny Snell and a healthy Terry Wilson at quarterback. They averaged 199 yards a game that year and just under 5 yards per carry. Here in 2020, Terry Wilson, healthy again, and they averaged 196 rushing yards a game and 5 yards per carry, just like 2018. Now, I skipped over 2019 because the injuries at quarterback forced them to be almost exclusively a running offense with Lynn Bowden, a converted receiver, playing quarterback. So those numbers are skewed. 2018 and 2020 were, I thought, better comparisons.
Not look good for the guy that's just been there. Their catalyst on offense. Big hole here. Speaking of catalyst, Chris Rodriguez in the open field. Can he get to the end zone? Yes, he will. Touchdown, Kentucky.
This season, the numbers pretty much tell the story for the Kentucky offense. Only 3 games, opponents held them under 100 yards rushing. Those were Mississippi State, Missouri, and Alabama. They had 4 games where they went over 200 yards rushing as a team, including over 300 against Vandy and over 400 yards rushing against Ole Miss. And to frame the whole thing up, as good as the running game was, they only had 2 games where they went over 200 yards passing. But even more telling regarding the lack of balance, 5 games where they were held under 100 yards passing, which was a reason they finished the year with only 5 wins. And here's one in that bowl game. They're going out the left side. They ran behind this left side of that offensive line all day in this particular game. And there's a couple things you notice. They split it. Corner misses. He runs through the safety. Big run for a first down. Again, there are a lot of these plays where you could watch this mesh point of the quarterback running back and try to guess, okay, is he reading something? Some are more obvious, and without being in the huddle or in the meeting room, I don't necessarily always know if it's straight give or read on some of these. But we can definitely look at how it's blocked. And again, it's zone steps against a 3-man defensive front. A couple of things I noticed, though. It's sort of isolating 3 defenders, okay? 2 on the line of scrimmage and that linebacker, okay? So those 3 defenders, kind of isolating them against 3 blockers, and they're going, hey, we're just going to bet in this zone scheme. If we can get numbers like 3 on 3, we're going to run behind it because we have confidence. So watch how they block it. Center snaps, he's taking the nose, trying to get his head to the left, take him head up, or at least get leverage around to his left shoulder, the left shoulder of the center. Guard tackle, or technically, I think, what is a combo up to that play side linebacker right there. And what happens is pretty simple. Center takes the nose, tackle winds up getting inside leverage on the tackle. And so then it's run right behind that left guard who's going to step up right here on that play side linebacker. And here comes the hole, and there it is. Okay, so the left tackle's block is huge. He's just clearing it out. Center is huge, got the nose inside, and there's your hole right here. And as you see, the guard's in it, that silver helmet's in it. I'm following him as a running back. You're going to follow him. Now, one thing that's interesting, they corner blitzed on this side. The ball was on the left hash, or near it anyway. And so he felt like he's boundary corner, and he's corner blitzing, firing. And watch, the receiver sees this. I can't block him. And he's like, you're not going to let him know, but he's actually pointing at the corner, say, hey, he's coming. And you don't have somebody to account for him in the blocking scheme because the up back on this side is coming to take care of the backside defensive end where that end man can't run this play down from the backside. So the hole's there. The guard has stepped up on that linebacker, but now we got a corner who has stepped into the hole unblocked. We're running right at him. And I've said this a lot in these films. If you're an SEC running back, you got to make him miss every time. Over him or through him, one or the other. And look, it's just a big old wide hole. That offensive line has cleared it out. Back is in there one-on-one against a corner, and the corner never even gets a finger on him. I mean, he's stepping into the hole unblocked. Not only misses a tackle, just steps in there and looks at him and never even touched him. A really poor job by the corner. And then this is a safety coming up right here. We're going to meet him and stop him for a first down. And again, a running back's going to run him through and break that tackle, take 3 defenders across the first down stick. Really physical running game. Here's one I think you're reading if you're the quarterback. Again, it looks like it. Don't know the call, but I'm looking at his eyes and looking at the way it's blocked. And I think they are treating this like a 4-man front, even though this defender is sort of removed. He's out here a good bit, but I think they're treating this like 4 and 2 against 4 wide receivers in sort of a man-free look, something to that effect. So 4 and 2, if you got nickel personnel, it means there's a safety out here somewhere, which I'm pretty sure there is. We just can't see him on screen. Here's what I say. It looks like read. When you snap it, they're taking that guy with his hand down there with the tackle and trying to turn him this way outside so as to make room for this give. We're just kind of manning up. There's a combo happening here, center left guard up to the linebacker, similar to the last play. Left tackle's going one-on-one against that. And I think what you're doing is reading that end man on the line of scrimmage, which you're treating him that way as unblocked. If he were to fly down inside right here, I think you got a chance for the quarterback to keep the ball right here, and it's either keep it and run or RPO, one or the other. But if he stays outside, or if I feel like he's too far outside on alignment, I'm going to give. Now, how does the end play it? He's coming down there like sort of crashing right at the mesh point. Now, he's not lateral this way. He's sort of upfield right at the mesh point. And I think slow playing it. And I think really too, again, as I said, kind of he's sort of removed to begin with out here on the hash. It may even be a pre-snap read for the quarterback that unless he flies down inside, I'm giving this football because you have what you want. Again, center takes care of nose, tackle's there. Now we got this big hole created back here for the back to get past the line of scrimmage with the guard up on the linebacker. And this time we got a block on the outside as well. And out we go. So just zone blocking and being more physical up front. Here's another one out the backside, but it's blocked a little differently. As we said, there's a lot in this game for Kentucky. They kind of lived on the left hash into that boundary. And this one's a little different. This is a little bit more like just running power. Now, it may be a read involved. Again, could be. It has that look with a 4th on the line of scrimmage. Quarterback's going to snap it, and you can tell mesh point, and I'm looking here in man line of scrimmage. But you're also pulling backside guard, it's pulling the right guard to the left and pulling back in there and leading this run with a linebacker and an upback. With a lineman and an upback. And in this case, you look again how it's blocked back there where they're coming from. Different from those other plays we saw. Again, 3-man front, you got a nose, and now you've got an inside shade on that defensive lineman here, or the defensive tackle inside shoulder of the tackle. So they're going to block this down and push it this way, as opposed to those other zone blocking where we, blocked him to the outside. Just going to use where he is to our advantage. And in this case, boom, hit him, drive him this way. Center left guard are up on the nose, up to the linebacker, which I believe is going to be backside linebacker. And play side, you've got guard pulling, finding the first one outside, tight end pulling, finding the linebacker inside, play side linebacker. Boom, those 2 blocks happen, and there it is. So you get everything washed down here. You get pullers that pull and wash everything outside. And so there is your hole. Now, it looks elementary when you slow it down. When you think about it, it's all these big bodies running full speed in about a second and a half to make it happen. It's pretty impressive. how consistent their run game was. Here's direct snap on the goal line, and this was a thing for them throughout the year, and why not? Show the defense something different. Don't waste time on a handoff. You look at how they've got the formation set. It's, the 5 linemen, 2 tights on one side on a line of scrimmage and up back, and then another tight up back too. So it's a big heavy package, only 1 receiver and quarterback kind of splitting out here to see if you can draw a defense, make them think. Blocking everything, zone back this way, up back, come out, kick out the in-man line of scrimmage, just get them to the goal line and you're in. Here's more of that running to the left. This time it kind of splits out the backside of what they're reading right here. And again, the reason I say read, I think it's pretty obvious. You look on alignment, okay, this is 4 wides. You look on alignment, that play side defensive tackle in a 3-man front is actually head up or inside of the offensive tackle. So on the snap, they're anticipating this linebacker coming up and treating him like the in-man line of scrimmage if he steps up there. And that's what happens. And I'm pretty sure you can tell that his eyes are on, I'll draw it a little better, are on this linebacker. Going to watch him and see what his movement is. Quarterback's meshing, reading. So we're blocking down that way. He's stepping up, but he's slow to get there and he stays to the outside. And with that, he's not, my picture moved here. He's not, flying in here to try to cut this off or going inside. I think if he does, again, quarterback probably pulls it and runs, or you have RPO. But because he's sort of hanging out here by himself on the in-man line of scrimmage, it's a give. It turns into a give. So I think it is a read involved. And the reason you pop this one, again, is you're dependent on those bigs up front, and they're comboing, this time right guard and center, or comboing center up to linebacker. And you get a nice one-on-one block by the tackle. Okay, so way more physical right here on the edge defender. Guard, center have this knocked up into the linebacker really well. And so there you split it. And there's nobody at the next level because one linebacker is blocked, another is to the outside, a quarterback accounted for him. And if he gets in here, and it takes, again, it's like 3-on-3 football, and we're depending on winning that every single time. And you really saw that a bunch in their run game, depending on those big guys up front for Kentucky. Because of their offensive line, Kentucky was tough to defend. Anytime you're that physical and consistent in one area of the game, you're going to have a chance to be pretty good. Really was just a shame that in spite of their offensive line and run game, they couldn't hit more explosive plays in their pass game, at least consistently, to maybe pull off an upset or two. And at the end of the day, that lack of balance in the pass game is what held them back in 2020. Do me a favor and subscribe and like. Thank you. And I'll see you on the next one.